Have you chosen your tattoo design off one of the popular internet search engines? Stay tuned for some more information. Hey guys, I'm Hayley Tattooer and welcome to Tattoo Talk. Today we're going to be talking about Pinterest tattoos, tattoo trends and tattoo fads and the difference. So you might be thinking about getting a small tattoo. You've gone on Google, you've gone on Pinterest, you've gone on Instagram and you've found the perfect small piece. But is it unique? The resounding answer is going to be probably not. So in today's society, at least 1 in 5 people have a tattoo. And with the internet being so easily accessible for everybody at the touch of a button in your hand, the small tattoo culture has exploded in the last few years. So when I'm talking about small tattoo culture, small popular tattoos are being pinned and repinned and reposted and shared at a huge rate. So they're reaching a large, vast audience of people. And with tattoo shops progressing into the modern world, a larger variation of people are feeling more and more comfortable coming into a studio and getting their first or consequent small tattoo. So with these things combined, what tattoo artists are seeing more and more of are the same designs coming back to us repetitively. And I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds of the same designs coming through our doors every year. And that's totally not a problem for us. We're happy to put anything that you want on you, within reason, but if it means something to you, that is fine with us. But it is, I feel, our responsibility to inform you that what you may think of as a unique design, maybe you scrolled 5 pages down your Google search and found something down there, is still not going to be unique in the grand scheme of things. And that's where we come to tattoo fads. A tattoo fad is different to a tattoo trend. Tattoo trends generally relate to a larger style. So you might think of the trends of the 60s and 70s being skulls and wizards, and the trends of the 80s and 90s being more like tribal tattoo sleeves. A tattoo trend is more likely to relate to an entire style that comes in and out of popularity. And within that style or trend, we can develop original ideas, we can landscape new tattoo pieces. We're not seeing exactly the same design repeated, but we are seeing a larger influx of people coming in to utilize that design or trend and blend it into their own tattoo process. For example, you might think about the current trend towards mandala and geometric work. There are so many variations that we can do, infinite basically. Endless possibilities about the shape of the design, the flow, the positioning, the content. There's a lot of different possibilities within that trend to make a beautiful original tattoo. But what we're going to talk about today are tattoo fads. Things that are repetitive, things that exactly the same designs are flowing through. Like I said, completely fine. Most tattoo artists, that's their bread and butter. They're very happy to do those things for you. Now, if I'm going to give you some examples of a tattoo fad from recent years, you can think of the dream catcher tattoo, the infinity symbol tattoo. Basically anything that explodes into a sequence of blackbirds flying away into the distance. Dandelion tattoos, feather tattoos, any small tattoo that can be found on a celebrity in the paparazzi photos. These are things that come through our doors on the daily. A lot of my clients, I find, don't realize that they found something on the internet, that's great, it suits them, that's fine. But what they don't know is that they're probably going to go out to a restaurant one night and find 5 people in the same place with the same tattoo. If you're aware of this and you still love the design, that is totally up to you. That's totally fine. If it's got a strong meaning, if you're not worried about the uniquity. If you're not worried about the fact that you're not going to be the only person with that tattoo and you're aware of it, that is totally fine. Your prerogative. But I've had many clients not aware of this. They've had the tattoo done and come back to me 6 months later asking me for a cover-up because they have a tattoo that is common. Can I tell you that every single variation of an infinity symbol has been done. It's been done, and it's been done many times. Now that we're seeing the end of the infinity symbol trend, there are very few ways left to make that design unique. So if you go into your tattoo studio and say, I love this design, it has fantastic meaning for me, love, family, eternity, can we do something different with it? Can we put our children's names in it? Can we chuck in an anchor? Can we make it out of floral work? Can we make the infinity symbol out of some flying blackbirds? It's been done. In saying that, there are a huge variety of small, quirky, unique, tiny tattoos on the internet available for your consumption. So we're not seeing just a few repeated thousands of times. Now we're getting more quantity, more tattoo artists that specialize in that tiny, tiny little work, tiny little line work, little designs, simple designs, that there are plenty of variations. So it's just a matter of, if you come across an idea and you think, I really like that concept, but maybe I don't want this piece that everybody else has. Maybe blend it in with a couple of others. Take a few references to your tattoo artist. Get them to make a couple of minor changes. A lot of tattoo artists probably work off the same references, so you may have a few people out there that have similar variations, but you're more likely to have a little bit of originality in your small tattoo. And most tattoo artists should be more than accommodating for this. Another tip, and this goes back to my video of choosing your artist correctly, is that if you're wanting a small, common, Pinterest style tattoo, that sort of thing would be more suited to somebody who either specializes in tiny little line work or a street shop, a street tattoo shop that accommodates for walk-in customers, something that you don't need to book weeks and weeks ahead for. If you go online and find a fantastic artist that does beautiful large-scale work or beautiful floral work or Japanese style or realism, they may not be willing to accommodate for a 20-minute tattoo. So just watch my video on choosing your tattoo artist correctly if you're going to get a small tattoo fad tattoo. If you're concerned about falling into a tattoo trend, that's not something that I would be worried about. Tattoo trends are a thing that have been constant since the beginning of time. It's a natural flow, it's a natural variation in the artistic style, and these are happening more quickly and with greater artistic value than in the past because of the internet. So as tattoo artists, we have a bigger supply of references, a bigger supply of inspiration and inspirational material. We can use this material to develop fantastic new styles and sub-genres of styles. So don't really stress about falling into a tattoo trend like your geometric, like your mandala, like your black and grey realism, which is super, super big. It's just a style. It's a style that's going to come and go in and out of fashion. That is just the natural progression of things. So I've had a question from one of my followers. What's your number one tip after getting a tattoo? My number one tip, if we're going into specifics, is to keep your tattoo clean. If you can get your tattoo the day before the weekend or take some time off afterwards if you're in a messy job, that would be ideal, because you do not want to get your tattoo dirty. And I'm not just talking about environmental factors like if you're doing gardening or if you work in a mine or, you know, getting it physically dirty. You also need to think about the bacteria that lives on your skin, on the outside of your skin, that nearly everybody has. Some people have different bacteria to others. If you don't keep your tattoo clean and treat it like an open wound, those existing bacteria on your skin, on your clothes, on your shoes can enter into that wound and cause infection. So my number one tattoo tip for after getting tattooed is to keep your tattoo clean. So there you have it, tattoo trends and tattoo fads. If you've got any questions for me regarding this or any other tattoo related question, chuck it in the comments. I'll get back to you or I'll address it in a future video. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.